Yes. The answer is yes. F all this clickbait shit, bro. The answer is yes.
It's a rare condition this day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page. And love and tradition of the grand design.
Greetings, my children. Sons and daughters, it is the Men Talk, the Prophet, YouTube Savior. And today I'm going to talk about something a little bit more intimate. And it's not going to be as lively as the rest of my videos, but I want to go over the Sonic trailer because I had a lot of people ask me about it. If you're not willing to stick around for that, at the very end of the video is Comment of the Week. So please be sure to skip ahead to that at least, because it just might be you. Maybe. No spoilers. So I had a lot of requests to react to the Sonic movie, and I'm not gonna do that because I've already seen the trailer maybe about 3-4 times. And I actually want to give you guys a genuine reaction. So instead of doing that and seeing how those videos are being claimed by Paramount anyway, I'd rather talk about how I feel about the movie and if I'm actually gonna watch it. The answer is yes, I will be seeing the movie. But it's a very complicated yes. I'm doing it just to support the character and the franchise. I've been a Sonic fan for as long as I can remember. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is one of my first games that I've ever played, and it was an inspiring game, and over time, like, I became very in tune with the character. And I first heard about this movie back in 2016. The director came out and basically said, hey,
we're making a live-action hybrid / animation of Sonic, and it's gonna be mature and kind of like Transformers, and don't worry, we're big fans of the franchise, so look forward to it.
Hearing that stuff all the time, coming from watching a lot of movies about other video games, or people were like, oh, I'm a huge fan of the game, I know exactly what this movie needs. It wasn't very convincing. Even still, being compared to Transformers, that is a pretty groundbreaking film, especially if it comes from like a series of toys, as well as, you know, some lore from the animation itself and things like that that's built by Hasbro over time. Seeing it being compared to Transformers, that wasn't the worst thing in the world. Something a little bit more mature in a live action setting, I would have been okay with that. You know, just a teenage popcorn flick similar to Fast and the Furious, where you just sit there and you watch it. Nothing really has to make sense.
Daddy's gotta go to work.
So that's what I thought we were getting after a while. I was gonna turn my brain off, go see the movie, and just say, okay, well, you know, this is Sonic in a live world. Then things just started to change, and we started to see news coming out from different areas explaining what was happening, and oh, we have a fresh take on the character. He has a new redesign. People at Sega didn't like it too much, but we know what we're doing. That's very frustrating to hear, especially from a longtime fan. Like, you start reading these articles, and now you understand that this is going to be a Sonic movie that's very Hollywood. So immediately my brain goes back to the 1998 Godzilla, where, you know, Hollywood got their hands on Godzilla and everyone hated that movie to the point where they were separating this Godzilla as a separate monster from the regular Godzilla who, you know, we know and love. I started to do that in my head. I'm saying, okay, well, we've had many renditions of Sonic over time. I'm just going to consider this an alternate universe and just sit back and watch. And I knew the internet would lose it over the design, but I didn't think that they would collectively lose their shit.
Why does Sonic look like a poorly made dad bod mascot costume? I guess you could say he's not supersonic.
Those are the creepiest human teeth to be added to a burrowing shrew since Rudy Giuliani.
Gotta go fast.
Like, everyone did not like it. People who even cared about watching the movie in the first place, like, oh, look at the design. I'm not saying I like the design. I absolutely hate that design. Why? Number one. Two, this could be a lot worse. But that's not how I should feel about a movie about one of my favorite characters in fiction. Why am I so complacent with this? In my head, I'm thinking, okay, well, this movie is just gonna pass. It's probably gonna do decently because everyone's gonna watch it as a joke. It's gonna get a nice set of cash, and then, you know, they're gonna cash out, possibly make a sequel if it's successful enough, and then we got to deal with this alternate universe for a while, and I'm assuming that's what it's going to be. As long as this doesn't touch how the games are made, which I doubt. I don't think Sega's on board with that as of yet. We'll see depending on how this movie does. If it just blows expectations out of the water, which I kind of doubt, then it's not really going to touch the games, and that's the part that I like. That's the universe that I like, and I'm okay with that, which is why I'm not as upset as everyone thinks that I would be. So 1, the design. I already covered that in a sense. They're redoing the design. Hope it's more faithful to the series, and everyone likes the redesign. I hope I like it too.
I know exactly what it looks like because I come from the future, so I'm trying to deceive you guys a little bit.
I'm definitely gonna cut that out during editing. Make sure not to forget to cut that out in editing. So they chose Gangster's Paradise. Why? I think, personally, they may have saw my video one way or another. Who knows how you used to search that up back in the day, since I'm sure anything that you type in YouTube related to it, the algorithm has changed, so it's gonna show up for a lot more search terms. But when it was sitting at a nice, I think it was 12,000 views at the time, I'm not sure what they tried to search to find that video and use it as inspiration. Now, it's a simple speculation. I'm not saying they used it as inspiration, but it's highly likely that they came across it. And so let's say that they typed in, so let me think like as a 60-year-old guy, oh yeah, we want to get into the youth. Sonic Gangster. That's one theory. Another is someone that just said, oh, I love this song, and it's 90s, so they fit. It's perfect. I just really don't think too much thought went into the song choice. I guess it's not worth speculating. Third thing I want to talk about is Eggman. So Eggman is played by Jim Carrey, a well-respected actor. Is he my ideal choice? No. Would I wanted someone a little bit more serious, to take the role a little bit more serious, to be a little bit goofy, but also very menacing. Does Jim Carrey pull that off? I don't know. And I know he can take a serious role, put a comedic spin to it. I think he has the capability and range to do that. It's just the directors, I don't know if they directed him to do such a thing. So I'm concerned about that. I want the relationship between Sonic and Eggman to develop in this movie to be that arch nemesis relationship and not just some villain. That relationship between the two is very important and is one of the most beloved things in this series. You know, you have Sonic who's very nonchalant about it most of the time, and Eggman who is very angry, upset, annoyed, but also devious and comedic at the same time. We have a lot of renditions of the two, but that relationship always stays the same. It's Sonic is a pain in Eggman's ass, Eggman is a pain in Sonic's ass, and it should be similar to that. Now, there are a few good things in that trailer that I like that was carried over. The effects, I think, are better than I expected they would be. You know, aside from the cheesy first-person camera of him speeding through the forest, I do like when he performs the spin dash on Eggman's vehicle. So when he hits it for the very first time, you see him come out of the car, and he does the somersault into the spin dash, and then he hits the car, and it's a huge explosion. I think that was very well done. Ignoring the design and all that, I do think that the attack itself showed the amount of impact that you would think. But I do not want them latching on to the Quicksilver scene from X-Men Days of Future Past. Just moving so fast that time is slowing down and he's there and he's able to move all these missiles everywhere. Despite all that, I do like the sense of speed that's portrayed by the character in the trailer. If we get a new design going, I think I'll be squared away with Sonic. I didn't see enough with Ben Schwartz in the movie, or like, you know, the quips, to really get a good understanding of whether he's nailed the personality down or not. So I think that's yet to be seen. I'm hoping it transitions into a much better environment rather than like some middle of nowhere town called Green Hills. There was a lot of potential just to combine the two worlds like it already is in the Sonic universe and make it fully animated, but I think we're beyond that point where that's a possibility. So I'm just hoping for two things. We get the characterization down for all characters that we're aware of, based on the games and based on, you know, those beloved personalities that they have. Two, I hope we're not relying too much on the real world to fight Eggman. I don't know how this is gonna go down, if he's gonna just create an army and that's gonna be like the final battle of the movie or something. But I would like to see a lot of action from Sonic itself, and I'm hoping all the action scenes weren't squandered in this one trailer. You know, it makes me want to see more, and I'm hoping that this was just a teaser. But seeing trailers in the past, I know that they use a lot their best jokes, their best action scenes. And then once you go in there, you're not really laughing at it because you've seen the trailer about 4 or 5 times. It's like, okay, I can't laugh at this joke again. And it feels awkward to laugh at the joke. I don't know what they're gonna do, whether they're gonna push this movie back a few more months just so they can get the design right, or if they already had another design rendered, or who knows what. But everyone's looking at Paramount right now, and you know, this is a pretty controversial movie at the moment. Alright children, before we go, it is that time for a comment of the week. And I had a hard time picking this week because so many of you left some really cool comments. So we have a tie!
Hey, that's a bullshit!
For the first time ever in the history of comment of the week. This is rare. Here's our first comment that I'm definitely reading on the same day that I recorded everything else. It is from Daniel the Peacock. He says, "At least Paramount did one thing right. They woke the Mentalk from the dead. I was hibernating for all this time, until the final reveal of this trailer and this prophecy. And I thought now was the best time to come back and see you guys." Our next comment is from Jackalope66 saying, "Everybody gangsta until the Mentalk uploads." And you're right, it's just like it's some kind of paradise of gangsters.
Don't you dare unsub. Don't do it.
That will do it for another week, my children. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's a little bit different than what I've put out so far. Please leave some comments below to give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. Am I doing a good job? That's all I need to know, and I will constantly improve based on your feedback. And until next we meet, the prophet has spoken.